Hi, everybody. We're here.
Hello, everyone.
I already verified with Angie that it's not too noisy. Look, I have my scissors today. My husband is outside. He decided today was a good day to get more fill stuff for our driveway. So he's out there with his tractor making all kinds of ruckus.
And all my kids decided to come over today.
Yeah,
So,
we're having a good old time, right?
yep, I've got a
I
house
bet
full
your
of
kids
kids.
will be quieter than my husband.
Yeah, probably. Well, unless we hear Nate gaming.
Well, okay. I guess there's that. Okay, I lost my paper for my colors. Dang it all. Where's my paper with my colors?
Oh, your cheat sheet?
Yeah, my cheat sheet.
I can almost remember them for you.
Isn't cream?
Cream is cream.
Cream is ivory.
Oh, cream is. Oh, yeah. I forgot I wrote on my tags.
Yeah, my cream is ivory.
Yep.
So we want to start with some ivory. So Angie says this one's fun. I'm looking forward to a fun one.
Yes. So this is what this square looks like at the end.
I think it's really pretty.
I worked it up real early this morning. It's really pretty and it's really fun to do.
I love the lacy part.
Yes. Yeah. There's nothing too difficult in it, and it was just a fun one to do.
Hi, Stacy and Katrina and Lisa. I told Angie, here's all the squares. This is the first one we made. And we're kind of getting an idea of how this is going to go.
Okay, yep. So here's the first one.
And here's my second.
Where's my second? I forgot which one comes next. This one?
This leafy looking one. Yep.
That one.
Yep.
Yep.
And then here's the third one that we need 5 of.
Ass one.
Yeah, that we need 5
Stacy likes this one. Stacy loves this one.
And I know. I don't like that one. And then this one's really heavy. This one's got a lot. This one is,
yes, it's very dense.
And this one hurt my hand. I was telling Angie, it hurt my hand because when you go around this edge here, we were putting back post half doubles around this tight ass little single crochet.
Yep.
Killed my hand. The third one was your favorite. Yeah, this one, right?
I think today's is my favorite.
So if you'll notice something, like you notice that mine's trimmed with blue. The first one is.
Yeah.
The second one is. The third one is not. But this one is. And then I think today's is going to end with blue.
Yep. All of mine have ended with mustard, except for the one that we have to make 5 of.
Except this guy.
Week 3. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I think that's because these are the ones that we're going to be adding on to.
Yes.
So.
Oh, you think we're adding on to these or we're adding on to these?
The week 3s. The ones that are not trimmed in all the same color.
Oh, you think those are the ones we're adding on to?
Yes.
I thought we were adding on to all of these.
No. These are the ones we add on to.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Maybe that's why it just ended in cream then. Yep. I don't know. It'll be interesting. We'll see what happens.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see.
We know we add on to some of them and then we put them all together. That's what we know.
Stacey says, look at the last week's one with the little single front post doubles. Do you have edging on the back?
The last
yes, because it was so many front post double crochet.
Yeah, it looks like
there were so many front post crochets that the back is like has lines.
The back is ridgy.
Yep, it's ridgy. Yeah, and it's very dense.
It's like ruffles.
Yep.
Ruffles got ridges.
Yep, it's very dense.
Yes, it was. It was crazy.
Yep.
Anyhow, I'm glad we don't have to make that one again because my hand's like dead. Nope.
Sherry
Those
Jones.
are fine, Stacy. That's what they're supposed to look like.
All right, Jennifer.
Hi there.
All right. Sherry says she doesn't crochet, but she loves to watch us. That's cool.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. All right. So we're going to start with a magic ring or a ring, right?
Well, you can start with a magic ring.
I'm not.
I'm
not. I'm going to do 4 and...
Yep. I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook, and I'm going to chain 4.
And then we're going to connect.
And then slip stitch back into the first stitch to create a circle.
Yep. I'm good with that. And then 8 single crochets.
Yep. Then we're going to put 8 single crochets in that bad boy.
Got to find the center.
which is always a task.
I know. There's really no hole there. Would be
Mindy
easier
and her holes. Mindy and her
I know,
holes.
right? It would be easier to do it with a magic ring.
It would. Yes, it would. I'm fumbly with a magic ring. I can do it. It takes me a little bit more fumble-a-bumble. Of course, now we got to count to more than 4, so we've got to be quiet.
Right?
I was talking to someone, I can't remember who it was. And they said, I don't understand how you can crochet and talk.
Well, it depends on what you're doing.
It does. It depends on what you're doing.
Like I got to the point on the one from last week, I could talk while I was doing that one. You're doing them, Katrina? I didn't know you were doing them all, Katrina. The second one, I liked the second one. The second one was fun. I think my favorite so far was the first one.
I was going to say, I thought your favorite was the first.
Yeah, but the second one was fun too. But I think I have high hopes for this one. I think we're going to like this one.
I liked this one. I had a good time with this one. It was easy. It wasn't very stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now we are doing what? We slip stitched into our...
Yep. And that's going to be actually the start of our round 2. So from here, we're just going to chain 4. And you're going to slip stitch back into that same stitch.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is where we're making these loopy things.
Yep. And then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch.
I read this one.
And chain 4. And that's all you're going to do all the way around.
Yeah, we just make a loop and chain or slip stitch back into it.
Yep. So each stitch is going to get 2 slip stitches and a chain, well, a slip stitch, a chain 4, and a slip stitch. There's lots of slip stitching in this round. I was surprised.
Oh, boy.
And then, silly me, I got all the way done with my petals here before I counted and realized that I only had 7 petals when I was doing my practice.
Oh, you're supposed to end up with 8.
Yep. So you should end up with 8 loops at the end of this. So how's your week been going so far?
Good. How about you?
Can't complain. Nobody to listen if I do.
Oh, that's probably true.
It was shipping madness here this week.
I bet it was.
I got everything out. I thought it would take me a lot longer, and people are already getting their stuff.
I messed that up already. Supposed to slip stitch first. I started chaining from where I was before I slip stitched into the next stitch.
Gotta remember those slip stitches.
I know. Slip stitch first. Slip stitch first. So how are you doing with the shipping? Are you done yet, or yeah?
Yep, everything's shipped out.
Perfect.
As of today, everything's shipped out, and people are already starting to get their stuff. So
perfect.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Good.
Now I can't tell if I got 1 stitch left or not, so I'm going to have to count my loops. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, and that's good. All right.
Jeez, you're way far ahead of me already.
So then I'm just going to slip stitch back into that first slip stitch and fasten off. She, of course, wants you to fasten off with an invisible join, but...
What is that? What is an invisible join? I've never done that.
Oh, do you want me to teach you how to do it?
Not really.
Okay, yeah, you don't want. You don't really want to.
Sounds confusing to me, but...
To me, it's not very secure, in my opinion. All you basically do is it's like you're making a fake looking stitch, and the only thing holding it in is your weaving of your ends in the back. And yeah, I personally don't feel like it's very secure.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, you're right, Stacey. I just don't feel comfortable doing them on camera yet. Where they're talking about the magic rings.
All right, you know what? Mine screwed up.
How did you screw up?
I put my first two too close together. Like I went back into the same spot, I think. Instead of slip stitching, yeah, I messed that up. Oy vey, Mindy.
On the easiest one, you can't.
Well, you know, these little things are hard to see. That was my issue.
They are hard to see.
So I couldn't tell that I wasn't over in the next stitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jennifer, it was fun. I had a really good time doing it, actually.
I know what I'm doing now, though, so it might be quicker. How's the room look? Your craft room?
You know, about the same.
Well, it has to look a little different. You got rid of a bunch of shit. Well, not shit, but you know.
Yeah, it does. And I'm getting there. I'm pecking away. Like I said, this week was all packing and shipping. So I didn't work in here at all. And I still have to get those darn totes that I need to pack up my Lego buildings, and that'll give me the space I need for all my yarn. I still got boxes of yarn sitting over in the corner, but I do have I've got half of my yarn shelf.
It felt good to organize my yarn.
Yes.
And get it all in totes and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
really liking the idea of having it on shelves, because I'm the kind of person where if I see a video or a Facebook ad or, you know, something that somebody crocheted, and I think to myself, oh, I want to do that. I wonder if I've got any yarn that would look good with that. I want to be able to just come in here and at one glance look and see what yarn I have.
Let me just say, I'm very happy I took it out and redid it, because it was looking funky the first time.
Good.
See, it didn't take me that long to get caught up.
Okay, so you're all ready.
I fixed it. I'm happy I fixed it.
Well, now you need to fasten off and switch to ice blue.
Oh, we're fastening off. That's right. I forgot we're fastening off here. Fastening. Yeah, something about organizing. Just, you don't like to do it, but man, it feels good when you do.
The results are very, yes. You know what I came across? I came across some diamond paintings that I forgot that I had even done. They were on the bottom of one of my shelves. And
Stacey, I got to talk to Stacey. Finish. Go ahead.
No, and it was just cool, because I was like, wow, I forgot I even did that one. I got to get that framed and hung up.
Yeah. See, this is what bugs me about her pattern. Begin around any given. I'm like, what?
Any given what?
What the hell is that?
Any
given
chain. Yes. Any given chain 4 space.
Yeah.
And of course, she wants you to start with a standing double crochet. But I'm not.
Are you just putting it in a loop? Is it going in a loop?
Yep, into one of the loops.
Just into a loop. Okay, yep. That's what I figured, but she's just...
And I'm not going to start with a standing stitch, because that's just not how I roll.
So you are going to chain...
I'm going to chain up 3. Yeah. And then put 2 more double crochets, a chain 1, and 3 more double crochets.
So we got 3, chain 1, 3.
Yep. And then in order to keep it like locked down, and this is going to be important for your next round, you want to do a front post single crochet around. You're going to start it in the loop you're in, but then you're going to put your hook through to the next loop. Does that make sense?
I'll tell you in just a second when I'm there. I'm going to is this what
Front
stitch?
post single. We're putting a front post single
A
crochet.
single. So we go in
Yep.
here, we're going around the, yeah.
Yep, we'll go around and you're going to go into the next loop with it.
Oh, you're going to
So
the
you're
next loop. I didn't go into the next
Yep.
loop. I went into the stitch from the row before.
Oh, no. Go into the loop, into your loop that you already made your 3 double crochets in.
And go into
and then
the other.
bring it, yep, out the front of the other loop. Pull it up and do a front post single. And then we're going to follow that up with continuing along. It does. You got to kind of.
Now you got to pull your loopy back out. Pull my loop back out.
Yep. Get my loop back out.
Yeah, my loop went.
Then you're going to go ahead and do 3 more doubles. And
so Stacy says to do a magic ring really easy. You just do a slip stitch and don't pull it tight.
Yes,
I've seen somebody do that, and I was like, "Oh yeah."
Oops, I'm doing. What am I? I was doing 2 together, so I was not finishing off my double crochets. Silly me.
What'd you do?
I was doing a double crochet 3 together.
Oh.
I was not finishing them, but it's because I've been working on that pink blanket because I want to get that finished, and that's all I'm doing in there. That stupid thing is the clusters, the 2 together and 3 together clusters.
I finished up this last week's square yesterday, and then I went to Day Tripper because Day Tripper has got to get done. It's so close to being ready to put together.
I am so close to being done with that pink blanket, the one that I'm making with the Alizé ombre yarn.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like a 48 by 60 inch blanket when I'm finished. And it is with 2-weight yarn. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook.
Well, so it's like what we're doing here.
Imagine how many stitches that is.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stitching.
Yeah. Did I say hi, Natalia?
I don't think I said hi to Natalia.
I don't think we did. Hello.
Well, aren't we rude? Hello.
Right?
It's hard to look at chat and crochet, isn't it?
Sometimes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is, because you got to look in your crochet. And yes, if you don't frog something at least once, I swear, you know?
Right. It's not a good week.
Right?
So when you're done with this, these flowers are going to look a little bit
wavy. They're wavy.
Yes, they're going to be wavy.
They are.
And that's perfectly fine. That's the way they're supposed to look.
Well, remember how we were talking about how these squares aren't square? I don't think they're ever supposed to be. I think they're supposed to be more of a in and out. The corners stick out more and it comes in the centers. You know what I mean?
Yes, I think you're right. And I think that might, and I think that might be to allow for the stuffing. Since we're putting it into a pillow?
I don't know.
Maybe.
It's just the way that it was designed. It's not supposed to be squares.
Right.
Squares.
Not squares.
No. Well, they're not your granny's squares, so.
Nope, they're not your granny's squares.
So they wouldn't be squares either then.
I was just thinking about my granny today. I miss her. Yes.
I know, me too.
My grandma was my best friend. I lived with my grandparents growing up, and she was my best friend, and she's been gone since 2007. So that's quite a long time. But, I still think about her every day. There's something that makes me think about her and miss her,
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about my grandma a lot lately because I'm dealing with her house, which is something my mom was supposed to have dealt with and didn't.
Oh, wait. So did your mom live in your grandma's house, or they had your grandma's house in addition to your parents' house?
In addition. Hmm.
Oh,
So
no.
after my grandma passed away, nobody ever did anything with their house. I mean, they did, they rented it out, but they never got it transferred to like my mom's name or anything. Big long story that goes with that. But so yeah, it's still in grandma's name and it's a hot mess and I don't know.
How's that? Well, at least your dad is still around, though. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, except the way that it's done currently, we're not going to be able to avoid probate with it.
Oh, no.
I know. So I think something's got to happen. I might end up being, get this, I might end up being my grandma's personal representative for her estate and starting the whole process over and then being able to transfer the house to my mom and dad's trust.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. Like I said, it's a
It
hot
makes it
mess.
makes roundabout sense. It
It's a hot mess.
makes roundabout
Yeah.
sense. It makes about as much sense as what the laws are. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Exactly. Hi, Kim. How are you? My grandma taught me to crochet as well.
I wish my grandma had. I wasn't interested at the time.
Hello,
Um,
Roxanne. How are you?
and I always wish that I had taken the time to let her teach me to knit and crochet.
Yeah.
She was in her 80s when she made her last big project. She made a very large, like back of the couch Afghan.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember her being, she was, like I said, she was in her late 80s. And I remember being so proud of her for, and her being so proud of herself for
Yeah.
finishing such a big project, at
Yeah.
her age.
Now, you're not to the last stitch yet, are you?
Yep, I sure am.
Okay. Do we do something different at the
Yep.
last one?
So at the end, you're going to do a front post single crochet around between the last one and the first one.
You do what?
You're going to do a front post single crochet between the last,
So you go back in that space again.
the one you just did, yep, and bring it out through the first one that you did. Because you want to have a total of 8 front post single crochets when you're finished, because we're going to use those in the next round.
We're just going into this first petal?
Yep. Go in at the base of the first petal.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then you can close off, or you can finish off by joining wherever you want. I'm just going to join up into this first chain 3 that we did, because we are going to switch colors after this.
See, that looks funky. That don't look right. That don't look right, Angie.
Let me see. Show it up there to the camera and let me see. This is what mine looks like. It's all ruffly.
Well, I know, but my last little thing, you went into the front of this stitch here.
Of the one that you just made the last.
And then you came out where? Underneath the petal?
No, you go in here and out here.
I can't see where you're coming out at.
So here's my.
Oh, into the hole down here.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I did something weird. I was trying to go into the stitch somewhere. I'm like, that's not right.
Oh, yeah, no, just right into that
Ooh,
chain 4.
That looks dumb.
Nope, just right into the chain 4 space.
That looks dumb.
Somehow it's always my fault, isn't it?
I'm like, no, I don't know. I did something wrong.
All right. I'll wait for you to catch up because
I'm done. Do we fasten off?
Yep, we're going to fasten off.
Sorry, my phone is dark again. Every time I look at the thing to look at my pattern, I'm like, it's dark. You're
okay, question. Do you go below the bottom chain of the stitch or between the chains? Between the chains. No, not between the chains, around the chains. So basically your front post single is going from the front of, I'll try to get it as close as I can. Well, let me get it up here. So here's your first chain where you just made your last 3 double crochet.
Kind of
You
got a
stick
hole
it in there,
and then you
you'll
find that
bring it
hole over there.
out through the next that first chain.
Yeah.
And then grab your yarn and pull it through and make your single crochet.
That's what I didn't do right.
Yep.
I missed the second hole. It's always about the holes with me, Angie.
It's yes.
Always about the holes.
Yes, it is.
You're working
I
on
didn't
the
see
top.
that one, Jennifer. Okay, so
All right, what's my color?
You're gonna need ecru.
Ecru, which is
your gray.
my gray. Yeah, that's what I need. I need my cheat sheet. I don't know what I did with it.
Well, you've got me.
I know. I think I took it out in the living room for some unknown reason.
And I'm just.
I know why I did. Yeah. Because that's where I finished my square last night, was out in the living room.
Yeah, because you were finishing out there.
I was. So my paper's out there. I remember the scissors and no cheat.
Well, you're running at 50%.
I know, right? I get one thing and lose the other.
Yeah.
All righty. So now we are going to identify where you'll place your slip stitches.
Okay. I'm going to tell you where you're going to place your slip stitches.
Ooh.
You're going to flip so you got your flower the right way. Flip it over. Flip your flower over. Now this might be a little bit of a pain in the dupa just because you've got your stragglers hanging there.
Oh yeah, Oliver.
So it might be worth it to take a minute and hide your ends.
Now I see where we're going to go. We're going to go into these little...
We're going into these horizontal bars.
These little blue stitches around the...
Well, yours are blue. Mine are.
Mine are blue. Yours are...
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're just going to go in underneath one of those horizontal bars and slip stitch.
All right. I got to find my correct yarn I'm working with here. I'm going to go in there and slip stitch.
And then all you're going to do is chain 3. And then go to the next horizontal bar, slip stitch into it, and chain 3. And that's all you're going to do for this round. So super easy round.
Making another thing to work in.
Yep. We're making another base to work into.
Isn't it funny? After a while, you get the hang of what she's doing. You know what's going to happen.
Yes, you can kind of anticipate.
You don't know how it's going to happen, but you know it's happening.
Yep. You're like,
I know
where you're going with this.
Yep.
So at the end of it all, just make sure that you have 8 chain 3 spaces.
Little loopies.
Yep. Because we're going to put some stitches in them.
I figured.
We're not going to fasten off after this round. We're going to stick with the same color.
Yeah, these extra tails are like, get out of my way.
I warned you it might be a good idea to hide.
Get out of the way, tails. Get out of the way.
And I listen to so many YouTubers who say, and they always say the same thing. It's a good idea to hide your tails as you go. You will have less work in the end. And
yeah.
I don't ever listen to them.
Well, we're kind of trying to do this in a timely fashion here too. So
yeah, exactly.
That would just take more of our time if we went.
Right. Now she says to close it off with an invisible join, but I don't see why you would do that since you're keeping on with the same color. But what I am going to do is I'm not going to slip stitch back into that post. I'm going to slip stitch into the first slip stitch that we made.
Yeah, let's get all these strings out of the way here. And you're slip stitching like right next to where you started.
Yeah, Stacy, I was thinking that exact same thing. Like, especially the one we're making this week, it's very, very pretty, but it does have a lot of open space of the background. So you know what I was actually thinking about doing is when I get my pillow form, I was actually thinking about trying to buy a piece of fabric that would be a complementary color to all of the colors in my thing and actually cover my pillow form in that fabric rather than having white of the pillow form show through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hi, Shatika. I mean, I love the lacy openness.
I think it's beautiful. I love it too. It's just I'm not sure that I want to see the white pillow form behind it. I think I'd rather see, like, if I could find like another pink color or maybe even a nice blue.
Or even cream.
Or cream. Yeah.
Because cream is one of the main colors that,
Yes.
yeah, goes through the whole thing.
Yep. Okay. So are you ready?
I is ready.
All right. So all we're going to do is you're going to do 5 single crochets
In
around
each of the
in each of the chain 3 spaces. That's it for the whole round.
5 singles in each one.
Yep. You skip that slip stitch and just go right to the next chain 3 space and do 5 single crochets.
You know, it might help if I actually single crocheted this with my actual thread, not the tail.
Oh yeah, that might help. You might not run out.
I picked up a gray and I'm like, wait a minute, why isn't this working properly? Why?
And that's why you should hide your tails as you go.
Exactly.
I never do. But that's also why all of my projects are almost finished because I've got tails to hide on everything.
I have been keeping up with them on my day tripper blanket. I'm
proud of you.
I make myself finish as I finish, not every round, but each square, because I'm doing the big squares.
Yeah.
So I make myself do all my tails before I go on to the next big square. I'm literally down to just the corners on 2 of them now. And I did a couple last night, actually. So I could say I have 6 corners.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
I know, right? Well, I had 8 because I had 2 squares.
2 squares, right?
I did 2 last night. So now I only have 6.
And we are going to stay on with this color after you're finished. We are going to keep with this color. And then you're going to slip stitch right into your first single crochet.
Yeah, I wonder why she uses that terminology, start in any given.
Yeah,
I never know what she's talking about.
Yeah, she could be a little bit clearer.
Uh-huh. You have to go on to the next direction and kind of figure out, oh, we're going to work in this thing. Okay, so I guess any of those, like it's a space or it's a chain 3 or something,
Something, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kim, that's a really good rule of thumb, is to keep your tail tucked under. In all things in life, keep your tail tucked under. Don't trip on your tail.
That's right. Yeah, because just now I just grabbed the cream and I'm like, no, you're not supposed to come to play right now.
So that last, are you ready?
Almost.
Okay.
If I would start with the correct yarn, not my tail. Okay, I got my last 5, and then we're slip stitching into the next stitch. The first.
Yup, and that slip stitch is actually going to count as your very first stitch.
Perfect. Okay.
So from there, you're going to do a 2 double crochet together. So do yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. So 2 half finished double crochets. And then you're going to do another one of those in the next stitch.
We're doing that first one all in one stitch? Or we're joining 2 together?
Yep.
I thought we were joining 2 together.
Yep. Double crochet 2 together in the first stitch. Double crochet 2 together in the next stitch.
Hang on, what?
And then chain.
What? Okay, we're
the
going
first
into the
stitch.
Yarn over, go into the next stitch.
Yarn over.
Pull up a loop, go through 2.
No. You're not going into the next stitch, into the stitch you're already in.
Well, no, hang on. I know, but, okay, hang on. We yarn over, go into not the same stitch where we slip stitched into.
Have you done one of these yet? I can't see you.
No, all I've done is slip stitched into the first thing.
Okay, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch that you slip stitched into.
Same stitch. Okay, yarn over, pull up, go through 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop.
Insert my hook
yarn
into
over,
where?
Pull through.
Where am I inserting
the same
my hook?
stitch.
Same stitch. We're not doing 2 together.
Up. Not 2 together.
Okay. So we're doing that all in one stitch, the same stitch we started
all
with.
In one stitch.
Okay, that's what I needed to know.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Now, the next stitch, we do the same thing?
Do the same thing. Yep. 2 double crochets together. Or whatever you want to. I always call it a double crochet 2 together. But
2 doubles.
It's not 2 stitches together. Just
right. That's what I thought you'd said.
Yeah.
We're doing this all the way around?
Nope. After you do that, after you do those 2, you're going to chain 2.
I was ready to go.
I know you were.
Then
you're going to slip stitch. You remember that chain 1 space that you had in your petals between your 3 double crochets from round 3?
Underneath our
Going
little
back to your petal
here? Down underneath it?
in your the top of your petal.
I got a chain 1 in there somewhere?
Yep, you had done 3 double crochets, a chain 1, 3 double crochets, and the front post single.
Oh, my petal, Jesus! My petal in my
your petal. Yep.
Oh yeah, the petal.
Yep,
I'm looking at the gray. I'm looking at the gray part, and I'm like, what?
Nope, we're gonna raise up these petals a little.
Okay, what am I doing in my petal?
You're gonna go into that chain 1 space and do a slip stitch.
Just bring it off over to the gray.
Yep.
Okay.
And then chain 2.
Okay.
Now go back behind your petal and skip a stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And do 2 more of
these
those crochet 2 togethers.
Double poopy things.
Yes. But in the second one, after you finish it, you need to do a slip stitch into the same stitch.
Good God. Okay, so we finish that and we slip stitch into it to like close it off.
Gotcha.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to go into the next stitch and slip stitch.
Into the next stitch on the back.
Yep, and slip stitch. And then in that same stitch, do one of those 2 double crochets.
God, why are we doing all that? That seems like
it's holding it down.
A little unnecessary. What in the hell?
And into the next stitch, we'll do a 2 double crochet cluster. We'll call it that, a 2 double crochet cluster. How about that?
Okay, that makes sense to me now.
Then we'll chain 2. Oh, did I start in the wrong place? No, I didn't. But why am I so over here
go
with
grab
it?
a petal here pretty soon.
Yep. Then we got to grab a petal.
Right now. Right now.
Yep. After you've done your chain 2.
Slip stitch that puppy in there. Okay. And then we
do 2 more.
What do we do after the slip stitch?
2 double. Then we do a chain 2.
Chain 2 after the slip stitch. And then we go back.
Yep.
We skip a stitch on the
Then
gray.
you go back behind. Yep. Then you go back behind.
Yeah.
And do 2 more 2 double crochet clusters.
But we skip one? Did we skip a stitch?
Yes.
Skip a stitch
Yep,
first.
you skipped a stitch. Yep.
We did 2 of those.
Not one.
2 of those guys?
Yep, 2 of those guys.
And then we do something, I forget.
Where are you at? Did you?
After my 2 double dealies.
At the begin, have you grabbed your petal yet?
I did my second one, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Then I chained 2.
Then you
came down, skipped one,
and then you
did my 2
more double crochet.
Yep.
Then in the last one you do a slip stitch.
Oh yeah, slip stitch there to close it and pull it, and then we slip stitch into the next one.
And then you slip stitch into the next one and start it all over again.
Just having a hard time remembering the pattern now, the repeat or whatnot. So then it is 2 of the double thingies again.
Yep. Chain 2. Grab your petal and slip stitch. Chain 2. 2 more double crochet clusters.
2 of the doubles, then chain 2.
Yep.
Grab your petal. Chain 2. Chain 2. Go back down. Skip 1. And do 2 more.
Yep.
And this one you have to slip stitch into.
Yep. Exactly.
My memory. I'm getting old, you know. A lot to remember.
It is a lot to remember.
Slip stitch back into that puppy. Okay.
Well, you got to remember, I just did this morning, so it's fresh in my memory.
Right. And then we do it again. Can't join, but just when. How'd you win $416? Now we chain 2 and start it again, right? After our final slip stitch one to close it. And we chain 2.
I'm sorry, what?
After we close that petal, we chain 2, skip a stitch, and start again.
Yep.
Okay. Chain 2, grab our petal.
Yep.
Okay, I got a weird string over here.
Yeah, that one, your string from your last petal is hanging up.
Hang there in front.
Yeah.
It's in my way. You're in my way. Mm-mm. Again, we're cramming a whole bunch of stuff into
very little space.
Small space.
Yes. Yes, it is a little bit dense, you could say.
I do chain 2 after I grab my petal, right?
You chain 2 before and after you grab
Yeah,
your
I
petal.
do. Okay, I'm right.
It's the only time you chain 2.
Yep, okay. I got it.
And then after you make your second double crochet cluster, you slip stitch into that same stitch. And before you start your next double crochet cluster, you slip stitch into that stitch.
You slip stitch into the next.
Yes.
After you close it with your slip stitch, you do what? Slip stitch
into the next stitch to start your next one. And so the whole repeat should be slip stitch, double crochet cluster, double crochet cluster.
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
I'm going crazy here. Okay. Slip stitch.
And then double crochet cluster into the same stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then another double crochet cluster into the next stitch.
Yep.
Then a chain 2.
Grab your petal.
Grab your petal. Do a slip stitch. Chain 2. Do a double crochet cluster. And then do another double crochet cluster in this next stitch. And then in that same second stitch, do another slip stitch. So each little repetition should start and end with a slip stitch.
Right. And then you slip stitch into the next stitch.
And start your double crochet.
Start right in that one.
Yep.
I think I messed that up somewhere here. Of course, you know.
I don't think it's going to be vital because
I think I skipped a stitch. I thought we skipped a stitch, but we don't skip a stitch.
Right.
We go right into the next one. How many of these little guys do we have? We got 2 in between each one. Am I right?
Correct.
2, as long as I got 2 little clusters in between each petal, I should be good. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's 1.
Like I ended up with 1 too many stitches here somehow, and I just
and you're done.
Fudged it. I just fudged it. Linda won $416 at bingo. Woohoo!
I saw she won money, but I didn't see how.
Yes, we're on the sunflower square, Stacy. I'm sorry, I missed your comment there. And then I'm going to just slip stitch into my first slip stitch and fasten off. Wish I could win $416. Now, were you playing online bingo, Linda, or did you go to bingo? Oh, she's leaving. Bye, Linda.
I think I'm okay. I think I go grab my petal now.
So it looks like this little, it's still kind of fluffy or wavy when you're done with it. Oh, at the casino. fun. I want to go to the casino. I do. My heart wants to go to the casino, but my wallet says no. My wallet says stay home and craft on stuff you already have.
I'm missing a slip stitch somewhere. After I grab my petal, I just come back down. I don't slip stitch that time.
After you grab your petal, you slip stitch into your petal.
But after I do that, then I just come back down.
Then you chain two after you slip stitch into your petal, you chain.
Yeah, and then I just come right back down.
And then you just come right back down.
I don't skip anything on the back that time.
Right.
It's after I finish this one, I slip stitch into this one, and then I slip stitch into the next.
Exactly.
And then that's where I do the next little guy at.
Yep.
Here.
Now this next round is going to be a little bit interesting because we're going to be working into this cream round that we're just finishing. And the reason it's going to be a little bit interesting is because we're going to be working some long slip stitches. And all that means is that you're going to make it real loose. It's just a loose slip stitch is all it is. So like, see this right here, this long little arm that's hanging down? Next to it and next to it are slip stitches, but this is also a slip stitch. It's just that we made it really, really long. And that's going to make it look like more three-dimensional, the flower petal. Yeah, Jennifer, I want to get hooked up with that. That hobby bingo. When do they do that? They do that on Sunday, isn't it? What's roaming with Rover? Is it something that happens on YouTube? I've never heard of that, Jennifer. We're going to have to talk about that. I love bingo. I'm going to pull that through to the back just so it's not in my way. Yeah, I thought that was on Sundays. Oh, she's a YouTube channel, Roaming with Rover. I'm going to have to check her out. That would be fun to do bingo. I don't know how that would work on YouTube, but it sounds fun. Oh, I want to show you. Let me show you guys something I found while we're waiting for Mindy.
I know, right?
That's okay. I'm not in any hurry. I found this when Nate turned 9. I took him down to Detroit to a concert to see a band he really wanted to see. Took him to see the Imagine Dragons. And we went out to dinner first in Greektown. We stayed in Greektown at one of the casino hotels. And there was a guy there that did on the sidewalk doing chalk drawing paintings. Now he'll be 14 on October 1st, so a little less than a month. But isn't this cool? Didn't he do a great job? $20 on the street for him to do this.
Wow, that looks good.
I know. Look at his hair though, Mindy.
Right?
Yeah, his hair doesn't look like that now.
No.
Nate has super long hair now. It looks like Jeff just last night said to me, "Did you ever think you'd have a kid with long hair?" Like, no, not really. Especially not at age 13.
See, I have messed this up somehow way back here. I'm so screwed up. 2 gray, 2 gray, 2 gray. This one has 1 gray. What the hell? Oh, you guys.
Jennifer says you pick 9 numbers between 1 and 75. 2 games first to 5 wins. Last game, blackout, all 9 numbers first to win. Stacey, you love Imagine Dragons too? Cool. Gail saw him at Milwaukee Summer Fest. Cool. We saw him. It was the first time that they had opened. It was the first concert they had at the Little Caesars Arena that they had just built in Detroit. And oh my gosh, I have vertigo, and it was in full effect that day. Those stadium seating at that venue is like steep as a ramp. As steep as steep can be. You can't get much steeper. But yeah, I unearthed that chalk drawing when I was cleaning off my craft room shelves. Like, yeah, I should hang that up too. Doesn't even look like him anymore. Jennifer, your son goes through those phases too. Nate's been on this phase. I don't think he has had a haircut in, he's almost probably 3 years. His hair's very long. Probably been close to 3 years since he's had a haircut. He looks like a hippie. Are you getting it, Mindy?
I believe so.
Okay.
I missed a whole cluster.
Oh, you missed one of your petals?
I did. I missed.
I'm sure I have 8. 1, 2.
I did. I went back and I was like, this one only has 1 thing in it. It's not right.
I got all my petals.
Oh, good, of course. It's only me that messes up.
No, that's not true. I mess up all the time.
No. Just not on camera with everybody watching it.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Of course, I also had the advantage of having made this one already.
Maybe I should start doing that. I don't know.
Then you'll have 2 pictures or 2 pillows at the end of it like me.
Right, I know.
Except I can't imagine having to make 10 of this one.
No.
I don't know if I'll be able to get through it. I really don't know if I'll be able to make 10 of this one. I guess I could hide some tails while I wait for you and talk to the people.
You could.
I'm just talking to the people.
Yeah, you just entertain and I'll just...
Yep.
I'm one of those people, this got complicated for me and I had to stop talking and think.
No, that's fine.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
I get to...
So I'm a little bit disappointed about something. I'd like to ask everybody here, has anybody ever done a crochet kit from Annie's Kit Clubs?
Yeah.
You have?
I'm doing one.
That's who you're...
No.
Which one are you doing?
I'm doing that striped blanket.
Okay. I am doing... And now, I don't have a problem with the yarn. I don't have a problem with the pattern. I like that you can go on their website and log into your account and you can actually watch a video tutorial. I like all of that. That's all fine and well and good. But I have gotten to a point with it where I had to... Well, let me just show you. It's sitting right here because maybe somebody can help me because I don't know what to do anymore. I'm at an impasse. And I got so frustrated with it that I just threw it aside again. Okay, so here's my blanket so far. Here's what it looks like so far. I've just got this ring, right? Boy, it reminds me a lot of the colors that we're doing right now, or that I'm doing. Okay, so the next part, I was supposed to... Where is it? I was supposed to make a ring of flowers. So I had to make, I think it was like 36 of these flowers right here. Yeah, 36 of them. So I had to make 36 of these little flowers and put them together, join them together in the color way, in the color pattern that they told you to. Then you were supposed to take it and put this border around it. And now I'm supposed to put this around and connect it to my circle. Well, the problem here is that I used the same size hook and the same tension as I used on these flowers that I did for the whole rest of the blanket. But now when I take my loop of flowers and put it around my ring, it's about 3 sizes too big. Like, it's ridiculously too big. But there's the same amount of stitches. Like, it matches up stitch for stitch, but it's way too big. And I just don't know what to do. Here's what I thought about doing. I thought about going around this whole thing a number more times, just in double crochets, until I got to the width that this thing is. But the problem then is going to be it'll throw my counts off for the future rounds. Do you know what I mean? Anybody has any ideas, I would be more than happy to hear them. Because I don't know what to do. It took me an entire day to make all 36 of these flowers and put them together. Like a whole 8-hour day. Lisa, you got your goodies from lemongrass. What's lemongrass? Is this something else I don't know about?
Amen. We finished this off, right?
All right. You did it?
I have enough little things. I need 2 in between each one. I got 2 in between each one.
Oh,
I
good.
just
I'm glad
missed
you're
a
having a
whole
good time.
I missed a whole one. What is lemongrass? All right, there.
You think so, Stacy? You think I should just roll with it? Because Jeff looked at it when I laid it out on the floor, and I laid it out, and he looked at it. He goes, "There's no way that's going to work. No way." Like, I know it doesn't seem like it's going to work. I'm thinking about honestly contacting help at Annie's and asking them, like, is it supposed to look like this?
Okay. Whew.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that, Stacy.
Sorry, I missed one.
That's okay. You're good now?
I'm good. All
right. So I attached with a slip stitch to my first slip stitch and fastened off.
That's what I just did.
Okay. So now we're going to move on to denim. You are. And I'm moving on to old pink.
I like my denim.
Okay. So you're going to find a chain 2 spot just before your slip stitch into the petal.
Are we working on the back still?
Nope, we're working on the front.
We're on the front. Okay. Chain 2 before a petal?
Yep, one of the chain 2s before the petal.
Okay.
And you're going to do, I'm going to join it with a standing half double crochet.
Oh, you got to wrap around and shit first?
Yeah. If you don't want to do that, you can just do a slip stitch into it and chain 2.
I'm just going to do that.
Okay.
Slip stitch in and chain 2. That seems much easier.
And then you're going to do 2 more half double crochets into that same chain 2 spot.
2 more half doubles. Okay.
Yep. And then we're going to picot. So you want to chain up 3 and then go back down into the base and stick your hook in around the 2 legs of the last half double crochet that you made and slip stitch through. So that just makes this little boop.
Okay.
Okay. Then you're going to go into the next chain 2 space and put in 3 more half double crochets.
Here's my next chain 2 space.
Right after that, it's right after your.
Oh, I was supposed to do it before the slip stitch, not after slip stitch.
So you've got a chain
Dang
2
it.
space before the slip stitch and one after the slip.
Sorry, I did it after. See, I can't get this right.
You're having a day, aren't you?
I know, right? Just, what's wrong with my brain? I don't know. Godfrey Gordon.
I'm going to try that, Stacy. I'm going to try just stitching it on and seeing what happens. What's the worst that could happen? That flower area will just be ruffly. But talk about not hiding tails. When Kim was here, when she said it's a good idea to always hide your tails, look at all my tails I got on the back of this. It's Tail City.
And now we go over to the next one and we do the same thing.
3 half double crochets. Yep.
And the picot.
No. Just the picot just once.
So that kind of ends up in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just want it at the peak there.
Okay.
Okay. So after those next 3 half double crochets, you're going to go into the next stitch and do 2 half double crochets.
Which next stitch?
It's going to be, it might be a little bit hard to find because it's going to be the top of your next double crochet 2 together. So remember we had the chain 2.
Yeah, and we're just doing a half double in the next one?
2 half doubles.
2 half doubles in the next one.
Yep. And then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay.
We're kind of coming down that 2.
Coming down, yep.
Okay.
Now you want to pull your petal back a bit. Pull it back so you can see in front of it. And way down here, there's going to be a hole. Can you see where I'm showing?
Way down at the bottom.
Yep. You're going to go in the stitch to the left of that hole. And you're going to do a long slip stitch.
Stitch to the left of the hole?
Yep. It's way down there, though.
I got a string in there that shouldn't be in there.
Well, move that string to the side and put a slip stitch in there. It should be into... Well, no, you can put it... Actually, it says put it in the gap. Now, when she showed it on the video, she said put it in the... Okay. Put it in that gap.
Put your hook in the gap.
Put your hook in the gap and do a long slip stitch.
Grab your yarn from the back and pull it up.
Yep.
And go through.
Yep.
So it basically just does this.
Yep. So you just have a long slip stitch in between the sets of 5 single crochets from round 5.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Slip stitch into the next stitch, which is going to be your first set of then you're going to do 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. Three half double crochets into the chain 2 space.
Yeah. Then I bet we're going to do a picot.
Then we're going to do a picot. So we'll chain 3, insert our hook into the top of the 2 posts from our half double crochet and slip stitch. And that creates our picot. Go to the other side and do 3 more half doubles. Then 2 half doubles in the next stitch. Slip stitch into the next stitch. Long slip stitch into the gap below.
This one gets a little confusing. I'm at my knot.
Oh, yeah. That would make it a little bit confusing.
Now I gotta find my hole down here.
Well, it looks like I might have made a little error. Oh, no, I got it.
And then we...
After you've made your long slip stitch, you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch.
Slip stitch. Okay.
Then 2 half doubles into the next stitch. And then 3 half doubles into the next stitch.
Which is the chain.
Right, which is the chain. Sorry, I should have said that. So there's lots of slip stitching in this round.
I guess. So it's 1, 2, 3 in the chain, 2 more. Oops, I snagged. Shoot. It was going so well and I got a snag.
I hate it when I split my yarn.
I know it. 2 more. Then we slip stitch again.
Yep.
Slip stitch over to the next one, and then we go grab our...
Then we go do that long slip stitch.
All the way down here. No, don't wrap around. Slip stitch into the next one.
Yep.
2 doubles. Or 2 half doubles.
2 half doubles. Yep.
Back to the chain.
See, this isn't too bad.
No, it was easier than the last round. I don't know what my issue was.
I think it's easier than the last square, too. I think this was the easiest square of all of them, to be honest with you. Uh-oh, my phone's telling me I'm on low power.
Uh-oh.
That was foolish. Well, I know I needed to charge my phone, and I had a dentist appointment this morning at 8:15. Guess what time I got out of there?
10.
11:15.
God, that was a long appointment.
It was a long, long appointment. I never would have guessed that I would have been there that long.
No, that was long.
Whoops, I did a single crochet there, and I was supposed to do a slip stitch. Fix that real quick.
Oops, I got a split here. No, don't do that to me.
Yep, it was 3 hours and $6,000 later.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Oh, whoa.
That was not a fun day.
No. Well, it's almost 3:30. We might not finish this one.
I don't think we're going to finish this one.
No. I mean, you got me over here messing up, so,
Well, and me over here talking about my mess ups with my other blanket.
Well, you had to do something while I was fixing my problem.
But I think Stacy had the right idea. I think I'm just going to sew it on there and see what happens. In fact, I might do that today after we're done. Actually, after we're done, Maddie's here. Maddie and Austin are here. And Maddie and Austin talked about they wanted to go live. So we might pop up.
Oh.
Yeah. Austin wants to diamond paint.
Say what?
Yep. I know. I couldn't believe it.
I didn't go deep enough.
Oh, no.
Oh, I didn't go deep enough.
Go deep.
Go way down, way down.
Gotta go all the way.
Oh, boy.
This is another round that takes quite a few stitches. It doesn't seem as dense, but it is a lot of stitches.
It is. Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not really a big fan of picots.
No.
But they're essential in this square because it's what's going to hold the rest of our, we're going to start squaring it out on the next round. And it's going to actually be what holds the rest of our square together.
We go into the picot?
We're going into the picots. Yes, we're going into the tips of the picots for the rest of it.
Great.
Yeah.
Going into a little tiny hole.
Yep, exactly. I think I might have done single crochets on some of those slip stitches. Oh, well.
Right?
You're never going to be able to notice.
No.
If anybody's investigating my pillow that hard, they're too close.
That's right.
They need to get up from their nap and quit investigating my stitches.
Yeah. Oh, my daddy's calling me. I've already talked to him today. What in the world now? Oh, I know. He wants to tell me of his adventures of the day.
Oh, did he have adventures?
Yeah. So he had to go pay the taxes on this house of my grandmother's.
Uh-huh.
So he was going to go do that. But then he has this bracelet. And I don't know. Somehow my mom gave it to him or something. I don't know. And all he talks about is he wants to get it engraved.
Okay.
He doesn't know what he wants engraved on it.
Oh.
But he wants to get it engraved.
Kind of like as a memorial?
Yeah. Like with her name or something.
Okay.
So I'm certain he has been and paid the taxes and found out about the bracelet, and he wants to tell me all about it. You know? Oh, boy.
What round are we on? We are on... Oh, Lisa, you can't find me on Instagram? I'm Angela Howie Craftnado on Instagram. No, Jennifer, you're not a big fan of picots either? Sorry, I lost my chat when my notification of my low battery came up, and I didn't press the button to see chat again.
But I got this again, Angie. Look. Got this little folded up little thing.
Yes, it's gonna look at mine. Mine is just roughly.
Good God!
It looks like a sea urchin.
Yeah, it just looks like a folded up hat mess.
Yep. Right? It will straighten, and it's supposed to look that way. It'll straighten out once we pull on these picots in the next round.
We're going to tug on some picots. Is that what?
Yep, we're going to tug on some picots, and we're going to get it all straightened out. Once you get around to that last long slip stitch, you're going to then do a slip stitch in the next stitch and 2 double crochets in the next stitch. Half double crochets, I'm sorry. And then you'll end off.
I'm almost there, Angie. Almost.
By slip stitching into either the top of your chain 2 or the top of your half double crochet if you started with a standing half double. And you can fasten off because we're done with that color. Oh, what round are we on, Stacy? We are on round number 7. We are on round
Okay,
7.
now I'm going to make you repeat everything you just said. I did my 3. I did my 2. I'm slip stitching into this one. I got one more long to do. Am I right?
Yep.
One more long here. Okay, grab my long. Go low, go low. Okay, after I do my long, I slip stitch into the next one.
Yep. And then you do 2 half doubles into the next one.
Oh, yeah, because now that's the other side
Because
of
that's the other side. Yep, exactly. So you balance it out.
our Picot.
And then you just slip stitch into your top of your beginning chain 2 to fasten off.
And slip stitch into where?
The top of your beginning chain 2. Because you started with a chain 2, right? Hi, April.
I don't know what I started with, Angie. Don't ask me that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm like, what chain 2 are you talking about? I don't get it. My first half double, really.
Right.
Go into the top of my half double. Which I don't like. It got really loose. It's okay.
That's okay.
And then we're fastening off.
And then we're going to fasten off. Yep.
Oh, boy. That round was quite uneventful.
It was just a lot of stitches and quite uneventful.
Unlike that last one that I screwed up. Yeah, this just, woo, it's a roughly thing, isn't it?
It is a very roughly thing. It'll even out though.
All right, so what do we're going to start squaring off, but what your phone's dying.
Yeah, my phone's dying. Should we call it a day today? And
that's what I'm thinking. This is a good stopping point.
Probably a good stopping point for the week. So
look at those cute little nipples on there. Look at those.
Yeah, it does. It has cute little nipples on the end.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of a poinsettia. If it was at this point, the way it looks.
It does.
It looks a little, or a chrysanthemum.
Yeah. It's pretty.
It is pretty.
I messed up and took us so long.
That's okay. We had a fun time chit-chatting.
So I'm gonna take care of these tails before the next time.
Yes, that's what I was just doing right now. I was
I got tails coming out the front and out the back and out the side. And
that's what I was doing, is taking care of my tails, because they're
right, they're just everywhere.
They sure are.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not going crazy with
those.
Them.
So I did have to have those 2, like where I missed that row before, where I missed the one.
Yeah.
What we did here is we split those apart.
Right.
And one goes on each side now. So it would have been very obvious I was missing one.
Yes. It's a good thing you went back there. And
I split them, and I got one on each side now, like I'm supposed to have here.
Yep. Good thing you did that.
I know. So thank you for bearing with me while I did that. And like I said, my hand is killing me because
of all of those back
post half doubles around those single crochets killed me yesterday. I was like, ow. Anyhow, you're on round 4. Cool.
No, Lisa, it's Angela Howie Craft NATO. All one word.
It lays a little flatter when it's just a lot. There's a lot here.
There's a lot there. Yep.
All of her things are a lot. You know what I mean?
Stacy's on round 4 already. She's definitely going to catch up.
I know. Stacy moved right along.
She's going to be past us by next week.
She might. Yeah. What round did we finish on?
We just finished round 7.
7. Okay.
Yep. On week 5.
Yay.
So next week we can finish up week 5, and we might even be able to start on week 7, because we'll be skipping week 6. Is
week 6 is this bad boy right here.
Right.
2 more of those. 3 more of those.
3 more of those. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Stacy, you're ahead of me. I've only done 1 You got 2 of these done. I've only got 1. We need to have 5. So at some point, I just need to sit my butt down and make 4 more.
You know, I was watching the Crochet Crowd, and you know what he does if he's working with like granny squares that he or something that he has to make multiples of.
Uh-huh.
He does it like a production line.
Yes. Yes.
He does 1 round, like let's say he needs to make 5 of this. He'll do 5 round 1s, 5 round 2s, 5 round 3s.
Yep. And you know what? That's exactly what I've been doing with the day tripper. And
have you?
Yes. And you know why I started doing that is because once you learn this part, it's easier to go and do it 3 more times.
Do you feel like it saves you any time?
Yes, because I remembered the pattern. I remembered what I was supposed to do, say for the center. So I went and made all the centers. Okay. And then you go and you do this, and then that pattern, that round is fresh in your mind how you do it.
That makes sense. And
so then you do it repeatedly, right?
That makes sense.
Yes. So that's exactly what I started doing with the day tripper, because I'm like right now I'm doing all of those corners. Because remember, I'm taking my granny square and flipping it and even making the corners.
Right.
And so I'm doing all the corners at the same time. Yeah. So there you go. Anyhow.
Well, wonderful. Well, I hope everybody has a great weekend. I hope you have a great weekend.
I'll go step outside now and see how my husband's doing with this huge pile of crushed up asphalt he has in our driveway.
I will go see what my kids are up to.
And you might be popping up later, huh?
And I might be popping up in a little bit. Yep.
All right.
So, all right. Well, I will see everybody later.
Yep. See you guys. Thanks for coming out and having fun.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Right. Bye, you guys.